In this video, I will be discussing the astrological sign of Taurus. Now, the characteristics that I will be describing in this video in regard to Taurus can be applied to any planet or point in a chart that falls within the sign of Taurus. So, Taurus is represented by the bull. Taurus is an earth sign. It falls within the fixed modality. It is a yin or feminine sign, and it is ruled by the planet Venus. The first characteristic of Taurus energy is that it tends to be practical. Since Taurus is an earth sign, it's grounded and down to earth. It tends to view things realistically and to take a sensible and pragmatic approach. Taurus energy is the energy of the builder. Being an earth sign, Taurus is very comfortable with working with the solid substances of reality. It likes to design things and craft things, and likes to be productive in creating things that will last. And it isn't afraid of putting in the work and the effort in order to create these things. Taurus energy, as an earth sign, can take a keen interest in the natural world, can be a nature lover who enjoys spending time outdoors, can be very environmentally conscious, can like to cultivate things, grow things, can have a green thumb and enjoy working in the garden and growing flowers and plants. Taurus energy, being an earth sign, can be materially focused, can be very adept at working with the material dimension of reality. It takes pride in its possessions and might like to amass collections of various items. It can be financially savvy and good with working with various resources, and it can be somewhat of a good manifester, which can lead it to having a prosperity. Taurus energy is giving. Since we just spoke about the fact that Taurus seems to have a certain talent for amassing resources, it's also very comfortable with being generous, with giving forth those resources, particularly in regard to those things and people that it loves and cares about. It can easily fall into the role of the philanthropist and always wants to be there to protect and provide for those things and people that it cares for. Taurus energy is sensual, and by this I mean that it finds pleasure and enjoyment in things related to the 5 physical senses. This includes the simple pleasures. It enjoys looking at a beautiful sunset or stopping to smell the roses. Taurus can also be the connoisseur of fine food and fine wine, and might themselves actually be a good cook. Taurus energy, since it's ruled by Venus, can have artistic abilities, a keen eye for beauty and aesthetic sense. It feels very comfortable working with colors and textures and can be very creative, can have musical talents, and be very good singers are produced by the sign of Taurus. Taurus energy can be indulgent in its quest for those things that it finds pleasurable. It enjoys creature comforts as well as things that are of more of a luxurious nature. However, it always has to beware of becoming too overindulgent in all things of the senses. Taurus energy can be very fixed. It is resistant to change, and when pressed, it can become very inflexible and stubbornly dig in its heels. It can also be somewhat dogmatic and tends to be somewhat rigid in its thinking. It finds comfort in what it's familiar with and in what it knows. It can be very traditional since it finds comfort in the status quo. And it's also very comfortable with a routine and with the habits that it knows and it's familiar with. Taurus energy likes to have a secure base. It likes to have a feeling of rootedness. It seeks stability. It seeks security. It seeks a situation that it finds comfortable. So this leads it to be very home loving, and it puts value in creating a nice home for itself. Taurus energy is peace seeking. It likes to maintain a harmonious situation. It brings a sense of calm wherever it is. It's laid back in its approach and doesn't like a lot of drama. Instead, it seeks to have things remain tranquil and serene. Taurus energy is caring. It is empathetic, a good listener. It is comfortable being affectionate, and it is hospitable in inviting others into its home. And it can be supportive of those that it cares about and have a general warm-hearted and kind quality to it. Taurus likes to move at a slow and leisurely pace. It could even appear somewhat plodding at times. It's very patient and believes in taking its time, and it realizes that in order for things to grow, there is a process involved. So it's willing to wait for that process to take place. Taurus likes to live in the moment. And it can also be cautious in regard to taking any type of risks. Taurus energy tends to be very reliable. They're consistent in the things that they do. They're very dependable and loyal, trustworthy. They are very dedicated and devoted to the people and things that they care about, that they love. Taurus's fixed energy can be very tenacious. It can be determined in what it is pursuing and persistent and persevering. It can stay focused on whatever its goals are and remain steadfast and resilient in the face of any obstacles it might come up against.